It is your right to vote. Your vote is secret. You have a right to vote without fear. No one will know how you vote. They have no way of knowing who you voted for. This election, when you go to vote, vote without fear.
Tell me, who shall I be? Thank you very much, Michael. Here's the contest for life. And the family for life. It's such a joy to look at this table with the cream of the crop from Central Kingstown in the presence of the indomitable president of the National Women's Arm, Ms. Ronja Malcolm, accompanied by her lovely girls. My dear brothers and sisters, as we come to what will be perhaps the most crucial national election of our blessed land, I am very happy to be here tonight in solidarity with my friend and brother, the Honorable Major Sinclair Licker. You know that together as senators and subsequently as representatives of our two constituencies, we have been able to turn back the wicked tide. We've been able to trample on our feet those who would want to do us harm. And we've done so by the grace of the Almighty. Our country over the last almost 25 years has seen the most backward decisions imaginable. We have seen the destruction of every single component of our economy, whether it be in agriculture, whether it be in fishing, whether it be in education. Wherever you look, we have gone down the wrong road. Let me tell you that even in the last sitting of Parliament, the Minister of Agriculture had the bold faces. And as I speak, let's welcome the representative of this area, the Major, who's completed his presentation in Yes, the Minister of Agriculture wanted to make most, in fact, he boasted about us being able to send fish to the Americans. We have been doing that for a very long time, and they've just been able to continue that. What they didn't tell you is that after nearly 25 years, we can't send a single fish to Madrid and Guadeloupe or to anywhere in Europe because they have done absolutely nothing for the fishing industry in this country. And while Grenada, that has a significantly smaller escape than us, are making significantly more money from the fishing sector than we are. We are going in the wrong direction. This is a government, for want of a better word, that promises the moon and deliver a chicken coop. They promise things that they don't even understand. So long as the enemy comes up with something, they jump on it. And they can't craft it and they make a mess of it in every aspect of our life. For years, we have been guiding them. We've been trying to counsel them in our national debates on the budget, trying to teach them how to fix roads, as basic as that. We pointed them about how you should manage a hospital. I personally was part of a study that they invited me to take part in to show them what they should do to manage our hospitals properly. What they do, they shall decline. But they're not interested in health. They tell you election after election with the red, bare face way and the nasty grin on the face that health care is not high on the totem pole of the politics of this land. Well, I have news for them. This election, they will see what is high on the totem pole in politics. Because there's only one thing Vincent wants in this election, and that is to put them the hell down. That is the only thing on the minds of the voters of this country. They can trust nothing that they say to them. They have seen how they lie when you watch them on TV. And they start to look right and look left and start to wonder, you know, it's planning how to lie. Professional, worthless, lying people. That's what they do. But don't talk to the thief. Don't talk to the thief. My friends, where we are here in Dayton Cottage, if there's one thing I want the people of this community to understand, it's a simple indication of how some people feel the master they ain't done. You don't have to go back long to remember how bad this High Road was for years. And then all of a sudden, they fix on the main road and they end up right before us again. And all about it, that had a million and two patrols, they did nothing to it. For a very long time. If that is not insult, tell me what is. All that matters to them is where Papa, Massa, could drive and go in with the biggest security guard for any prime minister in the whole region. At our expense. When you call the police station to get help in your little home, the first thing they tell you, we ain't got no transport. Because all the transport gone to secure, man. That is the kind of government we enjoy for nearly 25 years. But the longest road that I am, and they pocket bottom gun drop out. Don't drop out. Listen, we in the New Democratic Party, my friends. We are a bunch of people with a commitment to service. You have heard just say this from time to time, and tonight I just want to echo it. It is damn easy to be 20 years in opposition under this wicked, worthless government. And we didn't have to be here. But we stuck it out because we want to see a better country. We want a better life for all the people of this country. And that time is nigh. You have an opportunity to send these people whence they came. Once and for all. And just as the James did in 1984, when he met an empty treasury with projects so ill-conceived, so it will be for Dr. Douglas Friday and his team. But I don't want you to worry about that, because we have a team of people with competence and experience. We have been planning and preparing. We are the only party in opposition in this country that prepared a national development plan. That is how serious we are. And that up to today forms the basis of how we are going forward, with modifications naturally with time. You will see on day one, your life is made better, easier, Cost of living will be adjusted. Because we know what it is like. When you live for 25 years in Taj Mahal, you don't know the cost of everything because the taxpayers pay for every imagination you will have. They don't know what it is to be stuck in traffic because it's like we push everybody else anyway, even the going to a ball game and fall down. It's like we knocking everybody out anyway so they can pass. They don't know what life is for the average person in this country. That is why they're messing up this country so bad. And they extend the same courtesies to the whole family. All of them living off of your tax dollars nicely, traveling the world. Sometimes I wonder what you're looking for. I just want to tell you tonight. Dr. Friday has put together a magnificent team, my friends. Carefully selected by a democratic process. Not the leader going and telling the delegates who must be kicked out and who must remain. Our party is a democratic one. That is not an accident. We believe in the rule of law. We believe in fair play. And lastly, I want to say to you, be aware of all the tricks, the wicked tricks that they try. They have the country in the debt grip that we haven't ever seen. Yet they're borrowing money. This is what you need to bear in mind. And not the gifts that they're giving out that they'll give out at the election day. Those gifts are going to be paid for by further borrowing, and you have to pay them back. Every election you do it. And they will be held accountable. Because you cannot, you must not, you should not, in the country of laws, take the resources of the state and use it for your private partisan political gains. That, in my humble opinion, is the clearest scale of misbehavior in public office. And believe you me, so long as this your boy is alive, all your crimes you will have to pay for. You will run, but you will never be able to hide. All your good, doggone wicked. So you don't forget that they've done it before. They come nice to you with crocodile tears. And they lavish you with gifts from your own pockets. And then after election, you will see them until the next one. Send them once again. Let the New Democratic Party turn this country from the destructive path into the path of freedom, justice, equity, and a better life for you and your family. Good night. God bless you. The Lord is my life and my salvation. Everywhere shall I be. The Lord is my strength, this strength of my life. Everywhere shall I be. Hear me now. The Lord is my God and my salvation. Everywhere shall I be. The Lord is my strength. His strength. I'm from Kingstown. Let's go, brother. On chairman of the New Democratic Party, will come in. Very much. And wish him safe journey to his meeting in Upper New Montrose. As we know, the Kingstown are one. And that's why the major was in Central and West Kingstown, Upper New Montrose. making a presentation. He's here with us now. And we also have one of the comments here. He goes to his meeting. Because if there's one thing we are sure of, is that the three Kingstown seed will remain along with all the others. Have to come. And I have a small request. If for Central Kingstown, patient with the haters, but I said, and no vex with me, you have to share in this election. You have to share. So you have to understand that all of us all over the country, we need a beer now again, but he has not neglected you. He has not neglected you. Every time he speaks about Central Kingston. And he has a powerful team of men and ladies behind him who, as I keep saying in their DNA, love people. Love people. And Mr. P is one such fellow. He's not somebody who is interested in gold and diamonds, as we say, but will walk and walk for the people of Central Kingston. So there's and got it, put your hands together and welcome Brother P to address you tonight.
Close our school. We don't understand. When I see my friends become my enemies, I have to fight. They are like the trees they can't blow, and they shall sow in it.
Good night, Jason Package. Good night to Central Kingston. Good night, my parliamentary representative, Yamia, the Mayor of Secretary, Lisa. Good night to the Women's Arms, National Women's Arms President. My other colleagues on the stage, Ival, Kenny, Bart, and everyone. I want to first begin by welcoming Major and giving him this time of 24 years, being a member of Parliament, the 4th of October 2001. And it is a grave treatment for Major being sticking up with the people of Central Kingston. Major is a man who go and get all work anyway, but he decided to be a supplication and I'm for the good. Stand up to the people of Central Kingston. And I am here to make the people credible for a man of that caliber to here to represent us. And I know if Major doing that in opposition, when we get out in government, it will be rather much greater. Thank you. I was, last Saturday, I coming down on the Bay Street side. And I meet 2 old co-workers and sitting across my Chinatown. And one of them police move and so I said, that you really mean that I should sit in. Say yeah. And we started engaging into a conversation and we said, how will we stand? I said, we stand with it. I said, you know, you can't touch 50 things from something. And we come in with the tuna and that government. But there was a little boy there, I said, a little boy, who needs somebody to help him to think. He said, you know, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing now. So I turned to him and said, Miss Joshua, lose the seat. And then have it to so now. Mr. Joshua, lose the seat. Mr. Beach, lose the seat. I said, Louis George, talk people politically. I said, no. He said, hey, no. I said, well, I've never sit down and just sit and Beach. Beach is the man who actually helped right with it. He said, yeah, but we just said that food. And then people say, you know what? We got the guy, the price, the car, you should have the car. I say, listen, which government you know that ain't selling fast food? I said, your government selling fast food in the interest of yeah. I said, because we ain't know what you're doing. Under NDP government. Under NDP government, the money will go into the state. I said, because all of these little roads, I said, see, I'm right in front of you, the golden water. You will have a constituency development plan. When you have citizen by investment, there's where the money going to come and you deal with it. Now I'm coming up the road and I will let every walk and come up the road. But I am accustomed to work. And when I come up and I watch in the train, it was rather much shameful to see right where the Prime Minister riding up and riding down. The condition of the train. The train needs to receive and also cover. Why you might so want to know cover? Using the road, more people, more pedestrian in the train. And by the road cover, actually you get more space that the people could be able to pass and be able to pass more freely. And all of these things about why the constituency development. Now, Mr. Barlin, give me another chance to come and support and hospital. But 2001, they started a more project to say the development of bridge. When you go ask for a chance to complete that up to now, you know, they say anything as we don't do that. And I know, I went, Major, we sit down and have a little conversation, and that is one of our four borders. That road to the mall, that bridge to the mall. And it's very important because the people from the right there, sometimes they can be surrounded. Who going to that very school need that bridge because when the river comes down, it's rather much difficult to cross. Right now, when you watch the condition of the mall, it's rather much shameful. It's more than just of a dam instead of a wall and so because you can't pass it. Rather much shameful. I went at a regular basis, you know, I'm a man who visits the registration. And on my way 2 weeks ago, going up to that registration at Library School, when I see the road is collapsing, the road to directly to Library School, collapsing. I said, what I see here, God, this is rather what simple thing like a piece of water you can't build it. You know? When I looked again and I go reaching the schoolyard, boys, I see a mosquito breeding ground. The drain need to restrict. Water keep falling in the drain. 2 days, rainfall, and 2 days, 2 days after, great water still. And I know, under NDP government, all of these things will put. Because all these constituency development is what will assist in these entities. So the people, we're not going to foreign enterprises to do these little work. The people in the community, because this is things that actually used to do under the NDP government. The people in the community will end up getting something to do. And as Major was saying, when the people and the constituency develop, without that, without the people, you have no development. I don't want the people to know that. Big building is not development. It's no development. Because we're trying to get big, you want to get there and then you're doing nothing. And next thing we got to look at them, my brother and sister. I have a daughter living in Library, registered in Central Kingstown, and today I got a report that they move up to the West Kingstown. And all of these things, explain what the mind of the people, but go hard, go low. You got to go. It's time for them to go. One of the most important things and you can't stop. I can't leave without saying, come out and get registered. Young man, don't check your ID. Make sure that you're in good condition. Because some of them expire, and we want to know that the children, the people who are 18, now could be able to be comfortable to go and play. If there's any problem you have, contact with either, contact with me, contact with Kenya, contact with myself, and help will be able to begin. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my sister. When I see my friends for my enemy, I ask you why. And I know I just yes, let me for Mr. P. Definitely. And we want to acknowledge joining us from the east. You see the white man there from the east? Right, Brother Bramble is here with us. So prepare for Honorable Sister Bramble. Alright, so as we continue tonight, it is very important that what Mr. P said about the Constituency Development Fund, and even some things we're going to look at as we continue on the campaign. The Constituency Development Fund and the Spiritual and Social Redemption Charter speak to the well-being of people, caring about people. And these, I don't want to jump ahead of the major say, if these not there, he not good. Saying, my people come first. And when I get there, give me resources to look after my people. I don't want to retire rich. I want my people to be rich. And that is the nature. The New Democratic Party for everybody, including the youth, including women, who are dear to our hearts, and all of our policies and programs and the legislation will play a very important part in the New Democratic Party. And now us tonight is the President of the Women's Arm, Sister Rania Balcom. So put your hands together there, some Kingstown. Welcome on the room. Good night, Central Kingstown. We're gonna win this election. Yes, we're gonna bring the victory home to the people, and the people are with the New Democratic Party. Dr. the Honorable Godwin Friday, President of the New Democratic Party, and the next Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who will be viewing these proceedings online, and the next person with rightful access to that residence next door, the Honorable Dr. Godwin Friday, Prime Minister, and the Vice President and area representative. Kingstown is a very supportive community. We had the West, he just left. But greetings to Honorable Daniel Cummings, the chairman of the New Democratic Party. And I'm just told the East has arrived, just like the sun.
When one sets, the other rises. And we have the Honorable Fitzgerald Bramble in our presence as well. To the newly minted Women's Arm Executive of Central Kingstown, my fellow speakers on the platform, persons viewing online, everyone, good night. Forgive me if I missed to identify any particular person, but we just want to establish the protocol, and I am so happy to be here tonight. Can you imagine why? This is my neighborhood. I grew up in this community. This is Miss Durham's last daughter. Yes? I could walk from here, go down to the Baptist church, go up the river and get home. Or I can continue on the main road and just up the street, I'm home. I am proud to be among you. My parents, they would come to these meetings and I would remember sitting among the audience and listening to the speakers. And who would have known that one day I would be standing here in front of you as the president of the National Women's Arm from Central Kingstown, yours truly. The Honorable Major Sinclair Lickett can also boast that the Youth Arm President is also from Central Kingstown. A lot of good things is happening from Central Kingstown. I, from this community, am your 2005 National Scholar. I am not the product of the education revolution. I am the product of hard work. I am the product of a mother who is steeped in her faith in God. And she instilled that principle in me, that he who has faith, believes, and does not doubt shall receive all that he asks for in prayer. So I too would not stand where I am without the blessings of the Lord. I am also the product of a man, Rudolph Durham, who understood what it was like to start from the bottom, who built our home brick by brick. During the times when careers on Bay Street had cement dust flying all over, he was one of those men who would get whether a pigtail bucket or an empty paint bucket and sweep up that dust of cement off of the street and use that to come home to mix with other materials to build our home brick by brick. My father taught me how to run blocks as well. So when I tell you, don't just be satisfied with the traditional education. Learn a skill and learn it well. It is so emotional as I think back at where we have come from and where we are going. Under the New Democratic Party, we had Island Scholars. It may have been renamed to National Scholars, but I stand firm that I am a product of hard work. I am a product of the Central Kingstown community. I am a child of God, and I am a hard-working woman. And I want to encourage you youths out there and our women to stand strong. Do not let any man determine your course. Stand with a man who will give you guidance and push you where you need to be. And that is Major Sinclair Leacock and his plans to develop this community. Major Sinclair Leacock has constantly stomped these pavements. He knows every one of you by name and number. Telephone numbers, he will take your call. This is the man who continues to represent you. The support Central Kingstown and the Kingstown City. Continue to support in the election. And I stand here tonight. Victory is on the horizon. It is coming from North Windward, from North Leeward. It is coming from North Central Windward. It is coming from South Central Windward. It is coming. Let's I get mixed up with all the constituencies. Safe to say that victory belongs to the New Democratic Party this election. And if you want to prove me, ring the bell. Ring the bell. Give the people an opportunity to stand and make a difference. You want to talk about revolution? Many of you here must have heard about the French Revolution. And that is when the monarchy in France back in the 1800s danced on the suffering. They danced and partied on the suffering of the people. They built a dynasty and they forgot about the people. But we don't want bloodshed. We spread love in the New Democratic Party. And the way that we will bring about that change is that on election day, you mark your X beside the key. In whichever constituency you are, and certainly in Central Kingstown, we know the key goes to the major. Wherever you are, you mark your X for the New Democratic Party. The Unity Labour Party is out of ideas. They are out of ideas. The New Democratic Party would say this needs to be done for the betterment of the people, and it's only then, if it pleases them, that they might put a little money to invest in the people. But they hold back the balance to bribe you come election time. To give you your own money, you have to beseech under them. My people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you deserve respect. The New Democratic Party is the party that will give you the respect that you deserve. We have on the other side in Parliament, they will allow a young lady to try to mislead the public, to say 10 months to fix a bathroom. Major, Mr. Cummins, the Honorable Fitzgerald Bramble, my apologies, and everybody on the New Democratic Party has exposed their fallacy. They have exposed the fallacy of the Unity Labour Party governance time and time again. And they push these proceedings into the night when you, the people, are tired and sleeping, and you wake up to misery. Look at the vaccine mandate. Many of you were put out of a job. Your own money being used to fight against you. When will our people take a stand? I know Central Kingstown is ready, as is East, West, all of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to make that change. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, follow the New Democratic Party page, whether on Instagram, Facebook, or its very own website. Honorable Daniel Cummins went to that same facility and showed that there was nothing being done, contrary to what was said in Parliament. They are there lying to our faces and laughing at our backs. But the last laugh shall be for the New Democratic Party. People of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I constantly urge you to let's make the change. You cannot stay in the foreign territories and ask, why this, why that? You should be home, feeling the suffering of the people, to make change. This month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And you can look out, and of course with major support, for activities from the women's arm of the New Democratic Party. We take these things seriously. We support women that have fought and have won. Some I know personally, and some who have fought and have not made it through with cancer of whatever sort. We must remember our women, because here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, our healthcare is in shambles. There are numerous derelict institutions here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that the people should have been active in, whether it be in one of the resource centers. These things are closed. Our playing fields closed, or somebody else is holding a particular, but some keep preventing your access. We cannot allow this to continue. The Honorable Dr. Godwin Friday and the potential Minister of National Security, our very own Major Sinclair Leacock, St. Vincent after election day will see a new dawn. And that dawn is victory for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are not having a red line, green line, or a orange line. We are having village meetings where the New Democratic Party is putting its proposal to the people. The party cannot attempt to even steal from our pillars. Why? Because they have destroyed agriculture. But the New Democratic Party will revive agriculture. And that's why they cannot, the Unity Labour Party today cannot have any meaningful meetings to face you, the people. If they have released that hook in the gill, remember that hook, that proverbial hook. The Prime Minister said, and I hope he hears me, the current Prime Minister said that he put a hook in the gills of Vincentians, like if we are on his plantation or on his animal farm. But the New Democratic Party will release that noose, release that hook, and give the autonomy back to our people. And the women of the New Democratic Party Women's Arm stand strongly with our leadership and its candidates. In the time that I have left, again I would reiterate and encourage you to please continue to support our very own Major Sinclair Leacock. Victory must come from all spheres, even in the Grenadines, back to the people and back to St. Vincent and the Grenadines under a new Democratic Party government. Thank you and God bless.
Oh yes. Let's hear it again for our Women's Arm President, Sister Rania Balfour. Yeah. She's small, but she's thorough. That's how the Jamaicans love to see it. We in St. Vincent, we say she's bad. Yeah. But she mentioned something about the health care a while ago, you know? Let me tell you something. The New Democratic Party in 2015 proposed to build a modern state-of-the-art hospital for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Unity Labour Party under Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, they laughed at it and called it Farmville. You remember that? But if the people of St. Vincent had already elected the New Democratic Party, that modern facility would have been in place already and in operation to save many lives that have gone lost because of our poor health system. But they now want to catch up our health. But I'll tell you something about the health facility, and I'll continue talking it until election. What they are building in Annisfield is not a modern state-of-the-art hospital. It is an acute referral hospital. That's what they say. Now you know what I mean? You can't go there. I can't go there. The other person can't go there. Because it is not a facility to facilitate us. It is something that something real bad had to happen to you or be suspected to happen to you. And a doctor refer you to go there. That is how you're going to get there. But St. Vincent and the Grenadines need a modern state-of-the-art hospital. So I can see that the NDP will have to get on to that to make sure that we have the type of hospital that we need. Hospital that will give you a diagnostic center in one way. Hospital that will give you the acute referral in another way. And then the main hospital that will give you general care. That is what we need in St. Vincent everywhere. So don't be fooled by the gimmicks of the Unity Labour Party. They're not concerned about the people. They're concerned about themselves and optics. But it's time for optics to go. And it's time for the reality to set home. And for us to change the system so we can have a system that will work for you and that will work for me. But we still have time, lots of meetings to go. Not necessarily in Central, but plenty of meetings where we could talk. So, I'm going to invite the next speaker to come to us tonight. He is no stranger to Senator Kingstown. He is the chairman of the Shops, and he is the deputy chairman of Central Kingstown. And he is also the campaign manager for the major. Put your hands together and welcome to the microphone our brother, Kenny Sally Regis.
Thank you, Mr. DJ. Thank you for that beautiful song. I want to say a pleasant good night to Brother Gamble, MP for East Kingstown. Good night to our Major, our MP. Good night, Jason Cottage. Good night, Central Kingstown. Good night to Rayland, social media. Good night to Big Brother Minnie Lockdown from Brooklyn. Good night. In the interest of time, I want to walk you through a little bit from the New Democratic Party plans and program. Tonight, I want to ask or speak to those
I heard of a radio host, I think it's yesterday, and said about the pledge that Dr. Friday proposed in 60 days when we get government. They still wondering, they still wavering, where to come from, and all these kind of things. And the radio host said, if you don't get that, you need to check your head. Now tonight, I want to talk to Central Kingstown, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Daisy Cottage. Dr. Friday bring a pledge card 2 weeks ago, last week I think it was, about the doubling of public assistance. Wherefore this government for 25 years have public assistance for $270 or something like that. Where is that? On the other side now, Dr. Friday said, in the first 60 days in an NDP government, public assistance will be going to $500. Let me look at the maths. Let me look at the maths. Because you know, where I get to that is that, remember, the Prime Minister had said that 7 is more than 10. So, I want to know if we supposed to look at this pledge card with all these good things for us in store in 60 days under NDP government, the choice should be clear.
Yeah, very.
Reducing electricity. We know how it go in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where you have to even leave yourself, leave your children, and pay this expensive light bill. Real heavy burdens and parents is that Dr. Friday says he's going to reduce that. That is a clear choice again. When we look at the VAT in our supermarket, as Major always say, people are always going and picking up things and holding back and choosing the most important thing, what they want in the house. Pulling back and pushing back because they can't pay for everything. Now when Dr. Friday said, and he see the pain of exemption, and he want to ease the pain, that he's going to reduce VAT from 16% to 13%. Is that not a clear choice? Come on, Vincent Chan. Another one again. Civil servant. They will be getting back their job. Those who are fired from the vaccine mandate with all benefits. But this present government right now today still fighting public servants for that. Is not that a clear choice? The NDP government, Dr. Friday pledge card, is that we're going to the public servant going to get bonus every day. You know, you're working 12 months and sometimes you can't even sell by a ham, a case of sweet drink because things so hard. Some people have to recycle their cottons. But Dr. Friday said he's going to give bonus to all public servants. So where are we going with this? We have a few weeks from a general election where NDP going all across of this country and bringing the message, bringing the hope to Vincent Chan. Where the other side, no message, no hope, but it's red line right across St. Vincent. Now, that is just to show you is that you're hungry, you don't have a good job, you can't send your children to school, but come to wine and dine because election time. You will get a piece of roast chicken, you will get a free drink, you will get a 3 for 10, and then they will say, this is the better government. We have to look further than that. My representative for Central Kingstown, our representative for Central Kingstown, there's a cottage, Long Height. We sit down in our party group. Every Monday night we have this party group, Lager Height, Green Hill, Sharps, and we can sit with our representative, hard-working representative, that he have a 10-point plan for Central Kingstown, forming the next government minister from the New Democratic Party. That is something that we listen, we share the ideas, and we come up with plans, programs, and policy to better Central Kingstown, the people of Central Kingstown life. In the interest of time, I only will just talk about 2 because we'll be location tonight of the meeting. The 10-point plan for Central Kingstown. The Lager Height playing field just behind us right there. We're going to make sure, Major going to make sure he fix that, light it, pavilion, change rooms, and the people of Lager Height Daisy Cottage could go and play sports in a comfortable way. Just opposite the playing field, well, we don't talk about that. The Major could talk about what I say so. Because I hear you go in parliament and you can't use woodlands. But me ain't no parliament, me ain't parliament. Opposite the playing field, we have the community center. Well, Major don't say, well, he just say from after day 1 when we don't celebrate, go back to job and his work and stuff like that. I will say a tractor will go up there and demolish that piece of old woodlands building behind. We're going to build a proper community center. Point plan again, further up, Greenville. We're going to link that road. We're going to link that road in Greenville to from Lager Height straight over to Green Hill. All the time, Major in Parliament, year after year. He can't get anything done in Central Kingstown. Imagine it have some people who have the gall to come and say to us, you know, Major not even peace for NDP. Must go America, call America for people to send things for us, to build road and build bridge. Come on. We could do better than that. So in the end of time, I will let the rest of the 10-point plan for Central Kingstown. I think I did a 3 for this area right up to Greenville. And we, with Major League, will develop Central Kingstown and make it comfortable, affordable, with more better paid jobs. I know, but we have something in store what we're waiting for. And tonight, this is Cottage. We is going to give Major a mandate which he will be talking in cabinet with great demands for his people. Because I know after the general election, his nose is going to swell. Mr. Cottage, good night. And we love you. Thank you, and good night. Yes, yes, peace and love. Bridges, let's hear it again. For the campaign manager. You know, he said a very important thing. 10-point plan, and he deliver 3 of those plans. You know what they have to counter that? 3 for 10. So on one hand, we have a party, and we have a 10-point plan to develop. They get you 3, they get the other 7. The other person telling you, come and wine and dine, take a 3 for 10. No direction. And Central Kingstown and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Stop sorry for someone. Stop sorry for giving time to do this and time to do that. You have enough time to go home, relax, and leave the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines alone. And the only time you get you is to go. So please, please, and the city complex was shaking, shaking you out, telling you, hey, I don't know if that's what I'm going to call move in mysterious ways, so I don't know who shake the complex. Anyhow, tonight, I'm bringing you about John Man. A man who, I could say, him out there easy. You sure? Because I don't want to on me. So a man who's out there easy. Who not speak the truth, a Rasta man who believe in same as it is. Tonight I know sure you say in college so much, I know you're going to deliver powerful lyrics, but thanks together. And welcome, welcome, Zion. Zion. Good night. What's your name? They got the major. They got the major. And I hear Mr. Bambley around him. They got Mr. Bambley. And pick up all the people of Central Kingstown. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, usually I come here on this platform as an entertainer. But you see, tonight, I come here on a different foundation. When I realized I had to make a presentation here, I didn't really have nothing in my mind as to what I really want to talk about. But I think tonight I want to talk about an experience I had yesterday, and I think I can formulate a presentation around it. Now, this is a serious case. You see, when we're jumping up and shouting, people suffering, okay? Take it serious tonight. Yesterday, about after 10, because I don't want to make anybody feel bad, but I will still try my best to put it up. About after 10, I met 2 young, one between the age of 9 and 10, and the other between the ages of 12. When I met them, I got why you guys not in school? It was a serious thing I talking about. Why you guys not in school? They hesitated to answer me. So I insisted on them. I said, why you guys not in school? So they got a little frightened. And if I tell you the answer I got from those 2 youngsters, you all will believe it. You know what they said to me?
we ain't go to school, because we ain't got no money to give me to pay transportation and to buy lunch. Are you hear that? Are you understand that? And they can't go for the rest of the week. No. You're getting into it. You're getting into it. Here we have a government boasting on education revolution, and they say no child will be left behind. What is happening to those two children? Are you hear my conversation tonight? Are you sure? And let me tell you something. It's not just the two boys, It had two girls in the home just as well, but they were not on the street. So 4 in a household just can't make it to go to school. Now, I am wondering, let me ask you all a question. So it's conversation we are in. You guys believe that they are the only ones in St. Vincent facing that problem today? Huh? Definitely, they are not the only ones. I will tell you something. Well, as a bad man, I'm afraid of them. Because they say we could have a meeting here tonight and I show them. I show them. Ring the bell for them. Yeah, meeting happening. No, we ain't afraid of nobody. Now, I was like something. Children can't go to school because they don't have transportation. But here's why gun serves coming out the gate on mornings with an escort, a police on a bike, gas from me, you, and everybody in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Free transportation, school children suffering. Huh? He said I'm in G7, right? G7 one man kept in 3 different sets of transportation. He said I'm in G7, free gas, and he going. Behind him, right? You ain't this starting me here tonight, then. Because I didn't serious thing, because I want the whole wall here, we're going on this now. Let me tell you something. Behind him, he has another vehicle. What, G778? Major 77. Free gas again. With a whole set of scam man behind him. A whole set of worthless man. For them security. I don't care if that's with me, because there's 2 places left for me. Jail or cemetery. And I'm a bad man. I don't free nobody. Right? So he had 3 transportation. Right? And school children can't go to school. Now, we can't blame the parents for not sending the children to school. If you not have money, the best thing you could tell them, sit down home. You understand? And later in the day, they might get a drop of bush water with some sugar in there and a half a penny bread, as we just say dry bread, and that's for the lunch. All you believe that going on in Sylvancy right now? And then the things I experienced over 40 years ago. You understand? Now, let me tell you something. The reason why Vincentians finding it hard to survive is because St. Vincent is an unproductive country. All you hear what I'm telling all you? We are not producing anything to maintain our economic standards. You hear what I'm telling all you? All you listening to me, what? In the days when we were producing bananas, the economy was more stabilized because you have you have an income coming in for some farmers weekly, and that money was able to trickle down around the economy. Now, you know, Ralph Gonsalves run a country. Are you listening to me good enough? That old scam man. Here you are on a country. No, me and say that. You could say that out there. Here you are on a country. He wants, here he wants to do. He wants to go overseas, beg people for money. He wants to go overseas, borrow people money. You understand me? And that can't run an economy. Because let me tell you something. I hope all are listening to me good enough. When you in your home, if you ain't working and you want to borrow people money, you have to work out how you're going to pay back that money. You understand? So if you ain't getting paid, how you going to pay back the money? So borrowing people money ain't nothing great for an economy. Begging people for money, that ain't no big thing neither. Because let me tell you something. If you come beg me today, and you beg me for $2, and I have it, and I give it to you, and you come back tomorrow, come beg me for $2, I want you from around me. Make sure on that, I can ask you what you doing? How you think I get money? I have to work for money. So, begging people for money can't make it. You understand? What we have to do as a nation, we have to produce. And let me tell you something. St. Vincent and the Grenadines could only develop if we decide to uplift agriculture. You hear what I'm telling all you? I'm talking clean and clear, you know. Because I want them to understand. I know why we do. I let all this sit now. Attentively understand. But in Central Kingstown, we are wise people. Always remember that. Well, I feel happy to hear that. Right. That is great. Right? So, like I said, the new Democratic Party said to us as a nation that they are going to develop agriculture. Now, let me tell you something. Gonsalves and them, he and Julian Francis, all of them, trying to make Vincentians feel that agriculture is a dirty war. No, agriculture is a scientific job. And trust me, it is more than just taking a hoe and cutlass and go and trim and dig up lands. It has a lot of high positions, right? Yeah, what you call an agronomist, a man who studies the soil. You understand? You have the chemists, the people who study the chemistry of the soil. And I can go on with a lot more. But I just say that because I don't want to go into detail. Right? But agriculture is the way forward. And what is important about agriculture is that we have to do processing. That is, whatever we produce, instead of just selling it cheap, because agricultural produce, they don't have a very high shelf life as in raw material. They can perish very quick. But if we process them, they would have longer duration on the shelf. And this is why, this is where Major comes in. You know what Major says? He said for Central Kingstown, he is going to establish a processing factory. How much million is America? 50? Oh Lord, well, what? Now that is a way to create employment for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we as a people, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have to vote for the new Democratic Party in this election. I'll tell you something. I'm going to major now. Because I don't tell the nation that we have changed the government. You understand? And I ain't come here for all night. So I'm talking about the boss now. Major League Cup. All you know the man? All you know see the man? Let the man over there. All you know see the man? Right. Let me tell you something. Major. Before I go to Major, I want to show you one. I'm singing a song. It's the most stupid thing. They're singing a song, say, right now, they knock your door, boom, boom, boom. I wonder, after 24 years, you still knocking by a door? The door's open for you. You think people say Major knocking by door? Knocking? You mad? Major ain't knocking by the door. Nah. Come on, better careful who's door you gonna knock by. Because some people, I ain't want to say person because that's somebody. Some people is like you in for days. And he might be knocking when they went throw it out. He go to there anyhow. Let him keep knocking. Once he knocking, the new Democratic Party is going in the door. You have to knock. Major, you have to knock. Let me tell you something about Major. Major is a decent man. Major come from a poor family just like me. But you see, Major parents were people who were interested in the children getting a good education. And Major had ambition. And he capitalized on it. And that is the man we have in front of today. Yeah? And Major ain't bound for in politics, you know. Major is a rich man, you know. All you get a play, you know. A businessman, you know. All you get a play, you know. I'm joking with that, you know. But Major care about the people who are unfortunate, like those children. He wants to see that every Vincentian has a better life. Yeah, I'm telling all you. And they don't like Major, you know. Ralph and them don't like him, you know. You know why they don't like Major? Major, you know, hungry. You can't come trick Major and tell Major, I'll give this and I'm going to give you that, and if you do this and nah, Major is a bad man. Hey, I couldn't live. You understand? So, I love how we, the people of Central Kingstown, sticking up with the Major. And we ain't joking with it, you know. We ain't joking. All I want in this election for the Major, I want to make sure that get registered. That I want to see. I want to make sure that everybody get registered. And everybody must vote. You hear me? Everybody must vote. Hey man, you ain't so my day now. Don't cut me off yet. Give me 2 more minutes. Oh my day now. Give me 2 more minutes. Because I'll wrap up now. Yeah. So, well, I notice, like the man ready for roll. So, what I want to say is that, you see over there, Ralph Bonsab live over there, and Ralph Bonsab he live over there 20-something years, and he never come in here for 2 days. I never see Ralph Renee 2 times. Never. Never 1 time. You understand? But I know for sure when Dr. Friday going over there, he gonna come to see the road with the wrong river. If I go wrong there and see some roads where people have to come out in night and day, all they won't believe them roads. So, ladies and gentlemen, now, before I go, I'm going to sing a song, right? Hear the song say, I want to see if I know the song. I ain't going to sing everything. I'm going to give you a piece. Hear the song say, from tonight is fire, beginning to end. All you victimize before, victimize me again. All you think I joke, feel like come to play. Even though it's still lost in the tree, I ain't really care. Yes! Reaper man. Reaper man. You and thief man. All you mash up the land. All you can't say it.
It is your right to vote. Your vote is secret. You have a right to vote without fear. No one will know how you vote. They have no way of knowing who you voted for. This election, when you go to vote, vote without fear.
They never say we're all going to get money to do this and to do that. But when Dr. Friday dropped the 60-day plan on them, they run on radio when they hear $500 for public assistance, we going to get the money from. Well, let me tell you something. The entertainment allowance for the man in the place over there is $750,000 for the year. That money can go a long way in fixing that money for the poor relief. When we cut out waste of that nature, then we will have money not only to raise public assistance, but also to hire young people to work. It is time, Vincentian, time that we get rid of the Unity Labour Party, time that we usher in the NDP. And in Central Kingstown, you got to go for the 4th time to the polls and vote solidly for the major, the man who is solid as a rock. Welcome your representatives. Welcome your next representatives in Parliament. The man, the Honorable Major Sinclair Leacock.
They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What a wonderful meeting. I wish I could do the things that I could do, but I ain't gonna get with him. You know? I think they're gonna say Zion, I ain't had no money today, by the way, but they're gonna figure they hold on to me. Zion! You sell me out? Well, I have in the crowd my VP colleague, Major Nature, we always go well. And I thank Nature for coming across tonight. I don't know if his wife is here with us tonight. She was in up in the Montrose, so that's how we do things in this part of the country, you know. So Nature was over there. I suspect he spoke already and then he came across there. The same thing with Fifth, the doctor tried to keep him home, but he's still breaking night, June. But you had the doctor list, doctor orders, but still glad to have him. A number of my executive colleagues are here. All of my central Kingstown people, Green Hill, Lago Heights, Lodge Village, Falls Knot, Murray Village, Back Street, Main Street, Middle Street, Paula, Dolita, Oma. Tonight is an important meeting for me as the representative now and after the election for Central Kingstown. But I want to speak with you with a great degree of seriousness as to where we are. And I see the president of my young devils here as well. A great degree of seriousness as to where we are, even as I try to concentrate on this stretch of road, from the bridge down there, all the way up to Greenville. Because one of the things you can't say about Major is that you don't see him, or he doesn't know his constituency. You can't say that at all either. I walk this constituency every week. Every Friday. Once God give me health and strength, unless there's something out of the ordinary that prevents me from doing it. And whenever that happens, I feel like a fish out of water. Thursday, I ain't go Green Hill. Paul catch me, hey, you didn't walk this morning? I said, it's true, I drive. You can't wake up late. But that's how it is. But Pete, I want you to stand there with me a little bit. Last night, at our regular Monday night meetings, Pete, and we refer to each other in the constitution as the elder statesman, you know, and he also called me the professor as well. He spoke about the fact that his area of this constituency, Old Montrose, Falls Knot, Lower Kingston Park, how old is it now?
24 years, 9 years.
9 years you have your group going.
My group going.
So he is the chairman for that area for 9 years. 9 years! And one of the good things about him is that every year he has an event, March 14th.
March 14th.
He brought that in, he brought the idea, we accepted it, and every year we honor people contributions to this constituency. But I want to take you a 2 or 3 minutes exercise. Pin, who lives to the right of you? Who the people in the family that live?
Right to me is the Roberts.
The Roberts?
Yeah.
Where's Mr. Roberts?
Mr. Roberts gone and the great beyond.
His wife?
She gone also.
Who live across the road from the Roberts?
The garden.
The garden that's going up in the street. So,
Yeah,
so let's look up the street. Where is she?
She gone also in the great beyond.
Who after the garden?
You have Jenny Mackenzie,
Where is she?
which is Ingrid's sister. She
Right.
gone in the great beyond.
The host after that? Not the one that are rebuilding now.
The one after that is the Mellingtons.
Where is she?
Gone, which is Marva and Lafon. Likewise to Gale also. So 3 Mellington gone and
Let me jump up the road by Bob them. Anybody died? The one that got shot in that house? In that in the front road there? Yeah.
Yeah. But over to Bino.
Yeah.
Then the Bino also.
Great beyond. Let me reach up the bridge by Sarah.
Well, before I reach by Sarah, you have Ian Brum, which is Margaret, a lady Margaret, son. He got shot down.
Great beyond.
He gone on the great beyond. Sarah gone on the great beyond. Likewise, her husband also gone on the great beyond.
Don't turn the corner go up in the chest there by Ethelyn.
Give me a little while before you reach. You also have Daggy.
Yeah.
Right, which is Joel Banwell.
Yeah.
He gone on the great beyond also.
Look up by Ethelyn.
Miss Ethelyn, which name? Miss Ethelyn, she gone also on the great beyond.
And if you went on the stress and Ken Peters.
Well, before you reach there,
Yeah.
it have a next guy which me and him go school together in Ken. And I think that's Miss Ethelyn also. Then he gone also on the great beyond.
Yes.
Right? And then you look over there too, before you even reach before you reach Mall, Yvonne, which is a Kozak bridge. She gone also on the great beyond.
More.
Then you reach now when you step across by Mall, she gone on the great beyond. Then you have when you're coming down back the road there again, you have Miss Peterson,
yes.
Ken Roy, he gone on the great beyond.
And right down the bottom of the corner there, opposite
before you go into the gap by me there.
Yeah.
A lady in the street house, her name is James.
Yes.
She also gone on the great beyond.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and then you have every mother, she died overseas, but she's a villager.
Yeah.
Right? Gone also on the great beyond. Yeah.
All right. Very, very strange exercise it is, huh? Where P lives is about 150 yards, and almost everybody died in the period that Major is representing Central Kingstown. Imami too, Sherry. What I want to bring home to you, because sometimes people feel that this thing of political representation is a bed of roses, is joy and happiness, you know, and you're bathing in power and adoration. But it is very emotionally driven. It's very lonely. And so, when I may have to call his name 1-2 times tonight, when Ralph says that all the things that I do in Central Kingstown is attend funerals, immediately you see and understand a person who lacks empathy. You know, he doesn't understand the significance of the relationship between representative and people. Because I go to funerals because it is such an important task in people in their hours of pain and suffering and despair, to see their representative around them, trying to bring some comfort as they await, hopefully that day when they can make their own election show and reunite with their family. And that's just or not so simple example of all across the Winston the Grenadines. Because since I've been in representative politics, I've lost over 1,500 persons in Central Kingstown in the time that I'm in this constituency. Just think about it. Think of what it means to stick through that, all of it, and pick yourself up and continue. Tonight, it's emotional for me because I don't have Ozzy here. If Ozzy was here and he was describing Julian, he would have talked about Julian Frockship and he would go on and on and on and so forth. And yes, Jonathan is not here tonight and that will cause some displeasure with this. But I miss those people in this election exercise. I have to say thanks for their service for where I am here tonight. So that said, let's go down to the bottom of the hill. Let's drive up slowly or walk up slowly this area. When you get to where we call Roach Yard, and you look across the bridge, the river, sorry, because sometimes you can see old Montrose better on this side of the road. There's a cottage road coming up here. We take with this cottage, but you see across the back. The first thing that hits me on that side of the road, the culture, that's not an area that needs a few sheets of galvanized lumber and cement or $500 raptor. It's an area that when government needs complete redevelopment, you have to physically get your architects inside of there. Determine who has title and who don't have title, and the problems that may exist, and commit yourself to put people in some form of decent living. Zion, I spoke about it. Right across here behind, when Mr. James was in office, by the way, and the Rose family are here, they will tell me that Mr. James will pick mangoes from where he is over the President's residence. And you'll walk through the street and you will share with mangoes. Well, you can understand the other guy would not be able to walk from the gate to over there. But that's a relationship that he had with the people in this cottage around Montrose corner. But when you get down to the river, if you are doing politics in this area, and you see young boys and girls trying to play sports between the big stones, and then you understand that the river is also for recreation and other functional purposes, and you look at what is called housing, no disrespect, you realize to assist those people as well, you need redevelopment. A few weeks ago, we were in Green Hill, Eagle. Kenya, I think you made that trip too. You almost need a slinging rope to go down the bank, Eagle, I'm exaggerating, into the river, and to get across the other side, where people living in the riverbed. What the area needs, Eagle? Redevelopment. Absolute redevelopment. The playing field, Kenny spoke about it. You look at it. I went to Parliament. I asked that the police take control of that playing field and assist with its management. That's not a playing field. It's a clearing. That's all it is. Because if you compare that and look at it as to what he has there in Park Hill and South Rivers, where you can play regional and international games and just light it because he says there's a power station next to him, you begin to see immediately the contempt that is held. The policemen are listening to me across there, Look, I'm talking about a man who knows his constituency. I went to Parliament and asked questions about the conditions of this police barracks, where after burial you couldn't even replace the roof, leaking galvanized. The bathrooms in that barracks are in terrible state, and they're right next door to him. Even the sign to go to the barracks, you can't even read Old Montrose Police Station. I mean, I'm not here to discuss the commissionership or the leadership, They can't even raise enough funds to paint over these signs. That's the level of the morale in the police force. But maybe they don't have to, because look at where he lives. There, and the barracks is above there. Where he lives, the lawn is in pristine conditions. Motor mode, weekly. You go across to the barracks, they can't even find a cutlass to trim the grass. Between the barracks and his residence, sewer water flows down through the drain onto the street. And he has, literally speaking, a police force within a police force. Because if you want to get a promotion, you become a part of his personal security gang. One time I counted the holes in the road between where his entrance ends and where the police barracks entrance begins. It had 146 patches of holes wouldn't be fixed. Miss Cyrus's children had to complain to me about the damage to the shocks and the vehicles driving up and down this road. When I'm walking this road, you know, because I think there's a shortage of vans sometimes. The thing that you see, you hear and you learn. People talk about politics. This is politics. You see the young men walking the girlfriends and waiting till they get the nearest bus. And they go in and they go to what their little jobs or the school or whatever they have to do. And the guys go back on the blocks. Because they were 6 or 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, sometimes they have to smoke themselves out of the dissatisfaction or drink themselves out of the uncertainty because there is nothing for them to do. But you remember this, it's brought at the back of me. I used to make a statement 2 elections or so ago. When I come into government in a Dr. Friday-led administration, and I am driving through Lager Heights, or Old Montrose, or Maurice Village, or Green Hill, and I see you on the block, I'm going to slow down, and I'm going to stop that vehicle. I'm going to, why are you here? Why are you not working? Because I know that there is enough work that we can do in this country for all of our young men who want to be meaningfully employed in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we speak about them in practical terms, not highfalutin language. I speak, for example, of putting idle hands to idle lands. The country has a lot of idle lands. And we can take our young men and put them into farming of one kind or the other. We can make better use in St. Vincent and the Grenadines of important state agencies. There is no reason why VINLEC and Water Authority and the National Insurance Service can't do more by way of having within their organizations departments to create opportunities for our young people through apprenticeship programs, employment programs, so that they in turn can pay the light bill, phone bill, water bill, or whatever it is. It can be done. We have to turn this thing on its head. Kenny spoke about the community center. Miss Cyrus asked me for that, to put down a library. I remember the days when I was in football. We used to host football teams in that place from St. Lucia. It was that good. Pico, for the football team there, asked if they can get the building to be used for their sports meetings and for gatherings. No, they leave it to rock down the old rice infested state. Awful state. I have reasons why I won't go into greater detail about it. You know, when the guy who they brought was willing to run against me, heard that I posted pictures of the terrible state that the Lagos community sent it in. He ran and took up a photo up and showed that he could clean it and clear it. Well, in 2-3 weeks, it was right back to where it was. Because all that was grandstanding, and if you walk, it's in the same place. Even the sheep, goat, and cattle retire hot. They can't eat the amount of grass that they run in. Retire hot for the state of that place. You understand? The neighbors said they didn't go to vote in the last election because of inconvenience they experienced of having lived next to that. I called senior police officers in the presence. I called public health. I called permanent secretaries, and we can't resolve that. I speak to the minister and ministers over and over the parliament. You can't get it done. You know, let's talk politics, Ralph. When he thought he could have got me to cross the floor to join Youth Labour Party, he brought Borgin, he brought the engineers, he brought everybody, and he put them to sit down. See what he could do to get Major to cross with me. Me, I have more character than that. Because this is a community, Lager Height, where you have a river, if you can call it a river, or a stream that separates one part of the constituent community to the other. If you drive up Murray Village, from the time you boss the corner down in Murray Village, all up the Betts Gonzales, a little further up, all the way up to where you come back from the church, Apostolic Faith Church. You have about 6, 7, 8 bridges crossing the river. You can go from one side to the other. In 24 years, you have not been able to put a crossing for the people in this community to go from one side to the other. They must use velvet poles, coconut trees, old pallet board, take whole sacks of cement, throw it in the swamp, let it harden to form a platform to cross from one side to the other. It's not good enough. And you all barefacedly enough talk about us in wilderness years and in opposition and what we will do and what we don't do. But let me tell you something what Cummins does. Let me tell you what Brambles does. Let me tell you what our other colleagues will do, Dr. Friday does. I pay school fees for children to go to school every year. We buy books every year for children to go to school. We provide uniforms every year for children to go to school. Nature included. We pay transportation expenses for children every year to go to school. We help in the burial of people. We help them with their weddings. We go into the prisons and we help them to get service of one kind and the other. In the courts. Huh? We provide counseling for people who are in difficulty of one kind and the other. We do all we can to provide them or prevent them from having the sons and the daughters killed in this community. And what we do it with? God's goodness, God's grace, and God's mercy. It's not easy to be an opposition politician. I was saying, as I said, up to tonight, in old Montrose, and he will get the tape even if he's not listening. The only member of the Unity Labour Party that understands what it is like to be in opposition. Not one of them have spent a month, a week, a day, an hour, a second in opposition politics. They do not know what it's like to be sacrificing. They do not know what it's like to be on the streets of the city and see and hear the cries of the mother that Zion spoke about. Every so often when I'm walking here, I may take out a little change like this or that or the other to make it possible for somebody to see themselves through a day. But we in the New Democratic Party, we don't know, we don't make the left hand know what the right hand is doing. There's great suffering all across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Central Kingstown is but an example of what you're doing. Look at the Ingrid here, with great determination and self-belief and pride. You don't get more hard working than an Ingrid, but you'd watch a woman like her and fire her and don't care how she lives. There you go. Huh? And have the heart to say that these people will vote for you again. Come on, man. Have a conscience. Have a conscience. The human suffering is far too great in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And Zion is not wrong. Because I know the comfort. The difference between you and me is I pay for my vehicles and my gas, my diesel. But you have the taxpayers to do that for you and to change yours every 3, 4, or 5 years. I know what it is like to have my children grow up in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and have to go to foreign lands and have my grandchildren because they don't even get an application opened here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Much less you get to work here. You can on a weekend hug your grands and hug your children. We in the New Democratic Party, for the most part, don't have that joy of grandparenting and relationship to grandchildren. You think we don't hurt and suffer silently? You think if you choke us, you don't get blood? Come on, man. We are humans. My job is not just to support Dr. Friday, but is to bring to bear on the politics of St. Vincent a different kind of hygiene than what obtains now. To see and meet and greet and treat people from the heart, to understand the human sufferings. Do you know what it's like to really be a woman in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? To get up in the morning and not to put something, able to put something in the water for your children, to break that gas. I walk this constituency and drive it every Friday. I watch all the shops, all of the shops disappear. Zion, I drive drunk with us on the Friday. When I go to a shop and I spend $30, $40, $50 or $60 on a Friday, it's the biggest sale that shop gets for the whole day. I come like a godsend because the economy is that weak. I don't even know why I have to go there. You know, this morning I was walking down from Sign Hill because I wanted to make it my business to walk through Hollywood, because even though my office is in Hollywood, they still say they don't see me enough. And I saw 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 Hyroon bottles and a few Carib on the street. I said, go watch a St. Vincent. You know, there was a time you couldn't find a beer bottle on the road. Is what made it seem correct? There was a time you couldn't find a beer bottle on the road. But the average shopkeeper now can't buy a beer bottle from you because he don't know when he's going to sell the next beer. And if he opens his shop for a whole day, he may buy more empty bottles from you than he can sell beers. It may cost him to have a shop open. And that's why we are society. What do shops do in this area? They open in the morning to sell, and they open in the evening to sell rum. That's it. Between that, they close down. And all across the Vincent, you can see that we have no economy. It's a, you see, I have a responsibility as a seasoned professional to be a part of a leadership team. And that's, I didn't call them a dream team, which they are, or we are. but a leadership team, because we are also in transformation and transition in the Democratic Party, to have a different vision of how St. Vincent can develop. Now, let me tell you something. Father Jesus, give me the strength not to say it after tonight. So I'll say it and I'm done with it. I cannot feel good in my conscience, me, St. Clair Gospel Speaker, that we can sell Mount Twin for $42 million. I don't care how much jobs come with it. And that the generations that come after me cannot bathe at Mount Twin, cannot put down a pot and roast a breadfruit at Mount Twin, cannot swim in Mount Twin water. And you tell me that my country is worth $42 million for whatever number of jobs? Mitchell brought that road inside so that any hotel construction can come in. At the very least, if you want to have hotel development, put in the infrastructure, put in the roadways to the beach, and access to the beach, that Vincentians can go there without having to beg you. I bathe in my sea water. That should never happen. Never happen. And people say to me that to talk about that is to bring up airport and we lose an airport and if you want me lose on the sea. I'm saying I have to live with my conscience. And I have no intention to go into my grave because I did not raise my hand when I did not protect and preserve the heritage that I enjoyed for an unborn generation. Are you with me, John? Mount Twin belongs to us and it must always belong to us as a people. You have to have development, which does not mean you sell your nation's patrimony. And that is why I'm saying it is foundational. I see Randy Cato, a great development administrator, reach the highest heights there and Eastern Caribbean agencies and so forth. Let us do something different. If, as I have proposed to the New Democratic Party, that we put down a $50 million plant at Green Hill, where the Liberty Lodge Center is now. And we straighten the road that they can come down here because a little straight and take us straight onto the wharf. I'm thinking about the ability for us to have people with the homes where our agriculture department, our village, our water and others could have them growing the low-hanging golden apples, have the cherry trees, have the Ephraim's put up where they could have the passion fruit on it, where they could have the 1, 2 or 3 trees of soursop, which is a health food, and you could add to that, but they know that every week the truck drives around and it takes what you have and it takes it to the factory and process it so that you can live this day, the next day and the other day, and you can maintain and send your children to school and to make a better life. This is the same message that we have for us today, When you go to a supermarket, forget about the $100, I ain't even deal with that, I can't buy nothing. But I have my green girls here with me. Thanks for the piece of fried breadfruit last night. I don't talk everything. Last week I had baked some chicken. You see people get up to the register. And in the normal course of things, people smiling. They will be glad that they were able to come and take out some specs money and pay for the want and leave the supermarket in comfort and in happiness. But people these days, the tense, the pensive, and they watching the register as they click in. And they watching what in front of them, and as the register going up, they push it back, and then they say, no bother with that. Leave that behind. The supermarkets now have a job for people to repack the supermarkets with things that are left at the cash register because people can't satisfy their basic needs. That is invented for you. Water more than flour. So with all this grandiose talk, Fitz asked a question in the last parliament, and he asks it all the time because he's an economist of experience and of wisdom. What is the state of affairs? They said boastfully, well, we collected more money this year than we collected last year. That was the false salvo. We collected more money this year than last year. But then it went on quickly. But equally, we have spent much more money this year than we spent last year. In essence, the expense of the government is moving faster than what is coming in. What does that mean? The government is broke. It can't balance the books. Huh? And if that is correct, that the government is broke, where all of a sudden, before an election, this 500, this 300, this pig, this chicken, this galvanized, this cement, this police recruit, this fridge, this stove, this mattress, where all this suddenly come from? Where did this come from? Who has provided the government? Plantain without oil for frying? Huh? Where all of a sudden this money has come from? I put it to you, and I turn boldly in the direction of that residence. I put it to you that the government is in its worst experience ever. To the last man, they are trying to save their skin. I'm saying that. They're trying to save their skin. They are over their heads in corruption. And this is not Friday Sisu or Cummins Sisu or Bruce or Chevron or Major. It is the evidence of those who are responsible for examining government's performance. Those of you who walk about town, I'll wrap up just now, although I know you're not bored. Last week, we pushed down the Juicy building. There's a whole generation here who don't have a clue what it's like to watch a Juicy. Only the older ones will know what that looks like when they could go up street to the sun. In fact, when you go downtown now, you don't even have show windows in town. Long 10 days when I was a child, I could go by Bruce Bundy and watch and say, Mommy, I want this, Mommy, I want that. We don't have those. But I want to stay on course the point that I want to make. We bought the Juicy building because a man said to us he wanted to satisfy his children that the Juicy building didn't change hands. But in the end, he could not pay back the money. NIS had to bail him out. When you push down all of that, it's like you taking $100 bill or $20 bill and tearing it up. Who does that? You only do that when you have taxpayers' money to relieve you. The government did not pay the national insurance, having deducted the money from public servants to pay the NIS. It went and borrowed the money by selling something called bonds. And it did not put the money back into the consolidated fund. The rain is coming or driven. It put it straight back to NIS. In the last parliament, before I took my silence, they brought to the parliament a document called the Petro-Carib funds. And those funds showed that the company was now bankrupt. If you want, you can come behind the stage and get some shelter under the tent. There's enough room there for you. But that's a company that spent over $180 million of money that came through it. And was not audited by the director of audit. And we had some flimsy, scrappy explanations be given to the money. Today it comes back to the it broke. It has no money. And that the taxpayers must bail it out. How do taxpayers bail out something that had $180 million? No. I'm saying to you, the people of Basin Cottage. I'm saying to you, the people of Lager Heights. I'm saying to you, the people of Central Kingstown. If ever a government needed to be changed anywhere, it is now. This is a government that has been abusive of all aspects of state power. It's the first in our history that a party that calls itself a Labour Party finds that the Labour movement has to take it to courts to get justice. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a crying shame. This is a government that has treated its people badly and has no idea how to get itself out of the difficulty that it's in. You know, I was by Sticky Bar in Sharps quite a few months ago now, 3 months or so. And he drove up boastfully, motorbike outriders, entourage, to be in Major's face to say he come and play domino. Because he promised the van drivers that the next week he will fix the roads around where you live this happy and go down to ranks and all that. The roads are in the same deplorable condition as when he drove up the shore. One time I saw them put down a big patch down in Murray Village. I said, we're going to get a road in Murray Village now. The road is in the same place. You know, let me peep in Daniel Cummins' bowl a little minute. Because Daniel asked a question in the house. He asked a question of a lady, Cassie. And this is the question he says. Why don't the fishermen in Lomans Bay have a toilet? They're down there 3 years now, you know. Do any of you want to live in a house for 3 years and you have a latrine? You could imagine? Imagine you go in a pub and you have to put that up for 3 years. That's an explosion, you know. But I think that the reason why the fishermen in Lomans Bay have not been provided with toilets is so that they can get fed up, you know. So that they can sell Lomans Bay as well. They don't want any of the bays in this country to stay in the hands of intention enterprise, whether it is fishermen or who else. You understand? But she told Daniel Cummins with eyes wide open, the toilet will finish next year, October 2026, because we have to do the marine study, the environmental impact. We have to measure people bottom. We had a, oh my goodness. It took 3 years to build the port. And it took them 3 years to build a toilet for fishermen. $700 million to build a port. How much $1 million to build a toilet? I don't want to see that bill. I don't want to see that bill. My brothers and sisters of Central Kingstown, and you in Radio Land, I want you to know tonight in this cottage, it is far worse than you can imagine. They are emptying the treasury fast, very fast, so that life will be difficult for Dr. Friday and the Democratic Party. We have a party that's ready to start bring up the music. You look at me and you see change. Because I'm in a party of Kishore Shallow. I am in a party of Philip Flip the Script Jackson. I am in a party of Israel Cotton Loose Bruce. I am in a party of Trevon Winner John, Andrew John, Lavon Gibson Velox, former banker. I am in a party where the leadership gets richer and richer and richer. I am in a party that the new members understand that the opportunity to serve in the highest office in the land is but a temporary privilege to make life better for the people who gave them that opportunity. Tonight, in this cottage, in the road of Montrose, and my children is there, because Kenny is there, and 2-3 times per week I'll drop outside and I to go home, and I'll wash the rotten onion, the rotten garlic, 3-4 drums, pack up there, rub it, gas it, and I said, maybe the butcher and Montrose went to the great beyond, because I don't know how she and they would have come down. I went to the water authority and I spoke to the solid waste manager. And he told me it was as much a public health department problem as it was theirs, but he will do something about it. And I called official after official after official. I'm not saying that they're irresponsible, but it is still there. It is still there. And it is still there because in the 25 coming on years that they're in office, something terrible to the body politics and the public service of the you cannot fight leaders at that level of senior officers, chief executive officers who can operate independent of thought are very few and far between. Return St. Vincent to the place where it once was, a place where those with the opportunity to serve understood fundamentally that it was, as Mitchell said, an in and out club. But in the process of in and out, you make life better for those who have given me that privilege to serve. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve. And I make myself available one more time, but this time to the government. Good night, God bless you, and thank you, and love
Normally, I come and I say, make some noise, put your hands together for the major. I still want to do that, but the moment. And I said earlier that the major is someone who cares about the people of Central Kingston. This presentation tonight, very powerful, and all about the people of Central Kingston.
No people come to Jamaica, no more with it.
You know,
Everything nice, do it full of vibes and things.
a lot of pastors, a lot of pastors want to represent, but a lot of pastors don't want. A lot of pastors don't want to put their heart and their soul into serving people. And sometimes you have to understand why the other side don't do that, because it is not within them. That is not how they came up. The major for years has been serving the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Whether it's sports, culture, military, paying school fee or whatever. Central Kingstown, when you go to the polls, it should be an easy decision. Relatively easy decision to vote for somebody who cares for you. You gotta think about yourself. You want the best for you, and the person that's going to and will continue to look out for you is the major. I say no more. We have our neighbors from nearby. We have brother Fritz from the east. And we have our Vice President later from Central, from South Leeward. So we're going east before we're going south. So, Central Kingstown, Days and Cottage, welcome to address you. Brother Fitzgerald Bramble.
Not even the dance like this against the watch of Babylon shall escape the Lord might come to war. And I shall burn them and burn them continuously, while they never cease to oppress the poor. Oh, be my God, oh Jah, and let me stand firm. May the weak rise against the earth. Order my steps, oh Jah. The way is dark and I'm alone. I feel no hope. Cause now is not the time to still order the other cheek. I'm wicked in a Babylon school, I feel weak. Oh, be my cause, oh Jah.
Thank you, DJ. Good night, Central Kingston. Central Kingston is also my constituency because I live in Central Kingston and I vote for the major. And major lives in East Kingston and he votes for me. So we have a very good relationship. In fact, even before politics, major and I had a relationship that back then major, who would have thought that we are on the same team now to take the country forward. So good night, Central Kingston. And I want to also say good night. I know you're listening. You're right there in the porch listening. So I want to say good night to the Prime Minister. But I don't think he's having such a good night. He ain't having such a good night. Because he knows very well that they have overstayed their time. I don't have a lot of time tonight, so I want to just go very quickly into something very important and something, an issue that's been trending for the last few days. I shouldn't be here talking, you hear me just say that I'm the doctor's orders. I was honored to rest my voice, but once Kingston having something, no voice is stopping me. I went by comments and attack, and I reach over here tonight and attack him. So, a few days ago, Dr. Friday, our esteemed leader, presented to this country a 4-point plan to address the cost of living issue in the first 60 days of taking government. And that has put the Unity Labour Party government in a tailspin. Don't mind when they come on nonsense. They are in a tailspin because this one came from left field, as we say. And can you imagine this Unity Labour Party administration, an issue as important as what Dr. Friday and the New Democratic Party has put out, our strategy for immediately addressing put to speak on the issue now, Candyman. Now, I am not rubbishing Candyman. Candyman, just like every Vincentian, has his opinions. He has a level of intelligence. But the point is, you have a Minister of Finance. Why didn't he come out and respond to the strategy? You have a Prime Minister. Why didn't he come out and respond to the strategy? And I know what they're going to say, no. I know exactly what they're going to say. That this I don't say what they're going to say, but we know. And so I am going to preempt that tonight by touching pledges and to address an issue which they have been peddling. First of all, Dr. Friday has pledged to slash prices by reducing VAT from 16% to 13%. Candyman went on the radio and said, but how you look up VAT and we don't have so many items that is zero rated that we're not charged VAT on. Well, clearly, you can't reduce VAT on something when I know VAT. You think people stupid? We're talking about reducing VAT on items that are already carrying a 16% charge. In addition to that, it is important to understand that when you reduce the VAT, you are indirectly putting more money in people's pocket, and you are directly making it easier for people to go to the supermarket. This is a government, as I said before, that is not people-centered. So strategic moves and pledges such as this is going to cause problems for them. A bonus salary every year for public servants. We're talking about being really going into the heart of the issue and bringing relief to our people. And don't you think that if the government offers bonus salary to government workers, some businesses at least might be inclined to follow? The ones who are able to, because right now businesses struggling like crazy in St. Vincent. We also said, Dr. Friday also said that we are going to double the poor relief from $250 to $500. Now, here is what they're peddling. Oh, but they say it had too much of people on poor relief, why are you going to double it? Of course, because what could $250 do a month? There are people who are on poor relief right now who don't need to be on poor relief, but they have to be on poor relief. Let me repeat that because I want you to listen carefully. There are people who are on poor relief who don't need to be on poor relief, but they have no choice but to be on poor relief. Because these are able-bodied people who can work, but they don't work. If I am home looking for work, can't find no work, and my only means of survival is poor relief, you don't think I'm going to take it? What the New Democratic Party is saying, when we form government, we are going to make sure that we create more and better paying jobs for Vincentians, so many people won't have to go on poor relief. I would much prefer to get a job making $1,500 a month than being on poor relief collecting $500 a month from the New Democratic Party. But there are people who, out of necessity and circumstances, need the public assistance. And we are saying, when you need the public assistance, we are going to double it to make life a little bit easier for you. So don't let them come with no foolishness. And finally, the final pledge that Dr. Friday has made and the New Democratic Party is to reinstate all of the teachers, police, public servants, nurses who were fired because they refused to take a vaccine. Now, let me tell you something. Not only are we going to reinstate them, but they are going to get their full benefits and also their back pay. In the United States of America, even Donald Trump recognized the negative impact of a vaccine mandate. And Donald Trump is now reinstating the fired workers, giving them their full back pay, reinstating them at the level they were when they were fired, and he's also issuing an apology. Donald Trump. So if Donald Trump could have a heart, what happened to our Prime Minister? What to him? Now, there's an issue that they're also trying to peddle. Oh, well, we're going to pay for all. When they don't have any defense, you know. When they don't have any defense, they say some things that come back to bite them in the butt. Because the question I ask them, when they come and ask me, how NDP going to pay for all of that? My question to them is, well, how does the government work? How often they run in the government? You think when we go there, we're not going to be able to run a government? Let me tell you how we're going to do it. First of all, we are going to cut and trim the wastage in government. There's a lot of wastage in government. And I'll give you an example. There are so many, I don't know how many, but quite a bit of individuals who have retired and they have been brought back on lucrative contracts as advisors to the government. Now, I am not saying that there might be instances when you need advisors or you need consultants or whatever. But for you to bring back all of these people, year go, year come, for how many years? Making $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year. Don't you think some of that money could go into poor relief? Don't you think some of that money could go into providing that extra bonus for public servants at the end of the year? VAT. As much as you hear them talking about that, every year the Comptroller of Inland Revenue is required to provide a report to the Minister of Finance on VAT and VAT collection. And the Minister of Finance is supposed to lay that report in Parliament. Of course, as is their usual style, they present the report when they want to. So the most recent VAT report, of about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, indicates that in that year, over $1.7 million was paid in VAT and have not made it into the consolidated funds. So people paying VAT and the money ain't going into the fund. Why? Because of the poor administration of the tax system and the VAT collection system in this country. A new Democratic Party government will increase the efficiency of collecting the VAT money when people pay the VAT money, so we could use some of that to pay this and to pay that. When we talk about efficiency, that is what we're talking about. And also, additionally, you must prioritize. You have to prioritize. You telling me the Honorable Prime Minister right now, for this budget year, has been allocated $500 $165,000 for hosting and entertainment. Listen to me carefully. I am not saying that the Prime Minister should not benefit or should not be given some money for entertainment, because it is the nature of the position. People come from overseas and what have you. But $565,000, you know how much that is? That is $1,500 a day for Ralph to host and entertain people. $46,000 a month for entertainment. Cut that in half and take $250,000 and put it towards financing some of these initiatives. So when they talk about how you're going to pay for it, and don't talk about the issue of growing and expanding the economy, because these pledges are going to continue. And as we go through our term in office, first term, second term, third term, we are going to make sure that we grow and expand our economy. You see the port down there, the new Kingstown port, when they brought the bill to Parliament to borrow the money to build the port, I asked them, how is this port going to benefit the people of this country? How is the port going to make sure that a single mother, that her standard of living is improved? Because remember, you know, the same single mother, she had to pay back the loan. All of us have to pay back the loan. So why should we be paying for something that is not going to benefit us? Up to now, they have not been able to give us their plan as to how they're going to make the port economically viable. And we are saying to you, in the New Democratic Party, we are going to expand our economy. We are going to make sure that we increase value-added agriculture, so that when the big boats come in with all the imports, they're not going to leave empty. We will have produce, arrowroot, for example, arrowroot flour, arrowroot starch, arrowroot baby formula, arrowroot smoothie mix, arrowroot biscuit, you know, and that is just one example of how we're going to grow the economy and expand the economy, so that not only will we be able to pay for these pledges, but we will be putting more money into your pockets. I was at a funeral on Sunday, and the pastor said something that really hit me. You know the young Seventh-day Adventist pastor, Pastor Brent, he said, boy, we had hard times. Hard times. He was giving his own experience. When he go to the cashier in the supermarket, he watching the machine to see how much money the thing and them come up to, for figure out where to put back and where to keep. Hard times, but yet our Prime Minister, who is listening to me right now, is coming and asking you, after 25 years, he's asking you to give him the opportunity to continue to build the foundation. Can you imagine that? A 25-year foundation. Let me tell you the foundation that they have built in 25 years. They have built a foundation of high unemployment. That is the foundation that they built. They have built a foundation of high poverty, the highest ever in our country. People catching the nenen. That is the foundation that they have built. They have built a foundation of the highest debt in this country's history. They have built a foundation of the highest crime rate in this country. That is the foundation that they have built. And we are saying to you in the New Democratic Party, come this election, give us the opportunity to build a proper foundation of national and human development, so that every single Vincentian can benefit and enjoy a proper standard of living. Central Kingstown, I want to end by saying this. Major Sinclair Leacock, as we all know, is a stalwart in our party. He has a proven record of national development, community development. And now that we are going to form government, Major is going to play a major role in the success of the New Democratic Party government. So I'm asking you, like I said over by Commons meeting, I haven't done now, but like I said over in Brother Commons meeting, don't stay home and say Major don't win. Major can't win if he ain't vote. So make sure you register, make sure you come out and vote, so that after election, when we form government, Major will be involved. Good night, thank you, and God bless you.
Oh, be my soldier, and let me stand firm when the wicked rise against the eye. Order my steps, soldier. The way is dark and I'm alone, but still I fear no foe. Cause now is not the time to see more turn the other cheek. And the wicked in a Babylon stood if you're weak.
Alright, yeah, we put your hands together again and thank our MP from the East, the brother, Fitz Bramble. Yeah. Now we are coming to the end, obviously. Our president is not here, but we have two vice presidents. One is our representative and he spoke before. So the other vice president will deliver the final message to us. And just like the Major, he too is solid like a rock. And he, when nature takes its course, nobody can stand in the way. Put your hands together. Welcome to the microphone.
Yes, I know
President of the New Democratic Party. Representative for South People. Yes,
Thank you, Damo. Thank you very much. Thank you, Igor. Pleasant good night to the Major. Good night to my brother from the East, Brother Fitz. And I also see our General Secretary, Mr. Brenton Smith. A very pleasant good night, everyone. Well, Igor called me, Igor said that, well, the president is not here, so you have to act for tonight to deliver. Yes. But what I can tell you, the president never come up to say the benediction, which is essentially what I'm going to do tonight. But I listened, and one of the most telling things, that I've heard tonight, as simple as it was, we had a lot of information, we have a lot of reasons why we should not vote back the Unity Labour Party. I don't need to come here to tell you, Central Kingstown, that you must stand with the Major, because you know that already. So Major is solid as a rock. That is what I like. So Major and now nature is rock solid. So this is how rocky it's going to be for those pastors who are going to come up against the nature boy and the Major.
But I heard Mr. P tonight, and I just stand up there and I was saying, boy, there's a hell of a lot of people who have gone to the great beyond. It pains me because a lot of people have died. A lot of people who wanted to see the New Democratic Party in government. A lot of people who, while they were sick, all that they were talking about is the New Party getting in government. That is how important it was for those bosses. Unfortunately, they didn't see it. But for those of us who remain, I am saying to you that we must double our efforts to make sure that what those bosses did not see, we ensure that it happens. So when election is called, you must all go and vote for Major like you've never done before. And not just voting like you've never done before, but make sure that you hold somebody's hands and take the polling station. Because as I said in Montrose earlier tonight at Mr. Cummings' meeting, this election is not about winning. This election is everything. It means the difference between suffering and pain, dying and we cannot risk another 5 years of the Unity Labour Party. We cannot. This election, my friends, is a clear choice between hope and hardship. It is about hope that is offered to you, that is presented to you by the New Democratic Party, or hardship that you have experienced, that you have endured under the Unity Labour Party. I am telling you that one thing is assured: if the Unity Labour Party, by some luck, gets back into government, it's more hardship, more pain, more suffering. You heard Fitz talk about the cost of living, the cost of staying alive. It is bearing down upon us. You're finding it so difficult, my friends, in central Kingstown. Right here in Dason Cottage, life is hard for you. The village truck rolls up into your neighborhood and am I the next person that the truck is going to come to? It's happening while you're wondering because you do not have the money to comfortably send your children to school, feed your family, and pay your... There's an individual on the other side of the road who doesn't have about that. Living life to the fullest, trying his best to defend and to continue his newfound lifestyle. Driving up and down in all those SUVs, consuming fuel. He doesn't have to worry about the condition of the road. He doesn't have to worry about buying fuel to get from point A to point B. He doesn't have to worry about feeding his family. But you have to worry about it. That is, this election is about hope and hardship. Do you want hardship to become? We have had enough experiences over the years. 25 years is a long time to understand the modus operandi of an individual or of a government. Too long, you can't be pretending anymore. What you see is what you get. The suffering and the pain of labor for 25 years is not going to change. All that they are concerned about is ensuring that they protect their turf and protect their lifestyle. They don't care about creating jobs. You hear Major talk about building and factory in your neighborhood. Create employment so that your lives can be better. A 6,000 It's better. It's just to give them bragging rights to say that we were able to win 6 terms. They don't care about anything else. But you have to stop them. You have to stop them. And the only way we can stop them is when we go out and vote. Voting keeps government in line. And the Unity Labour Party has been out of line for far too long. On the rights of Vincentians for far too long. You can't talk. You lend your power to the government by virtue of voting for them. And rather than using the power that you lend to them, they're taking it and they're walking against you. A better example, you know. Once upon a time, I used to play cricket. And when my cricket days were done, I became a cricket coach. In fact, some people would say a West Indies cricket coach that can coach some regional teams. But I remember what one of the facilitators said to me. If you are demonstrating a particular principle, if you are demonstrating or showing your athletes, those persons who are entrusted into your care, if you want to show them how to execute a cover drive, you as the remember this, one good example is enough. So when you demonstrate to them and you execute that cover drive perfectly, don't try it a second time. Because if you try it a second time and it doesn't come out so good, then those athletes are not going to be wonder whether you was good as you said. But we have had this government, and one good example is enough of how the champions of the Vincentian people, when they say to our workers, if you don't take a vaccine, you're... That is one good example. We don't want to say a second one. You don't want to say a second one. Because this is people. These are people who don't care. These are people who are heartless. These are people who don't have any empathy. They don't have feeling for what people are going through. And Major rightfully talk about Ingrid sitting right there. But Ingrid is just one example. Thank God she's alive. Thank God she doesn't have the ailments. But think about all those persons who lost their properties. Think about those persons who lost their livelihood. Think about what, and Brenton is right there standing as well. Think about all the people, not just who are at home now, can't find jobs, have to sacrifice their lifestyle simply because you have somebody who thinks that he's what he said. My friends, there are a lot of other people who are suffering because they took the vaccine. Not just those persons who did not take it, but because they were forced into taking something that they did not want to. A lot of them have died and a lot of them are now sick. That is one good demonstration of how wicked an individual can be. And I'm now saying to you that it's like double jeopardy, because he doesn't care about what you feel. He doesn't care about your suffering. He doesn't care about the fact that there's a man in Leo who is now living in a shop, who can't afford shelter because he's living off taxpayers over there. And every single year, there is not less than $500,000 in the budget for repair of the Prime Minister's residence. Huh? Do you understand what I'm saying? So voting brings governments in line. So if you're not happy with the way that they've been governing, it is only one remedy to it. That is going to the polls and voting against them. So I'm encouraging you, my friends, do not sit out this election. Do not leave it to somebody else and say, but I'm not going to vote because, they're 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. We are not the same as this government. There is a dividing line between the New Democratic Party and the Unity. One is there to make themselves rich, and the New Democratic Party is here to make sure that we work to lift you out of poverty so that you can enjoy a better standard of living. That is the dividing line. So when they're there trying to acquire wealth, and I might add, people associated with the inner circle of the Unity Labour Party are bragging to you, and young people, you listen to me, you can't find jobs. You have gone out there, you have written all sorts of applications, only to be told that there's no job, there's no space for you, if they open the application at all. But there are people associated with the inner circle of the Unity Labour Party who have never walked a day in their life and are bragging that they are millionaires. That is untenable. We cannot allow that to continue. We have to bring them into accountability. And the first way to make them accountable is going to the polls and voting for the New Democratic Party. That is the beginning of better things for you, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So I leave you now. Encourage your peers. Encourage your friends. Literally go in search of everyone in your neighborhood. Do this together. Do this. Partner with us in the New Democratic Party. Ensure that everyone who is eligible to vote is registered. And not just registered. Hold their hand and take them to the polling station. And go early. So that by 11 o'clock, we can go home and we can relax and wait on the result, because by 11 o'clock, our job is done. Major's back in government, Fitz is back in Parliament as a member of the government. So it's Fitz and every member of the New Democratic Party. That is where your life gets better. That is where your life gets better. So let us do this thing together, because when we in the New Democratic Party, we are working for you. Labour is working against you. So together, let's do this thing, and together we win. Thank you very much. God bless.
Cannot bear these burdens alone. In my distress, He promised to bear. He ever loved.
Oh yes, thank you very much. Yes, we just want to thank you. We just thank you. We thank you for being out here with us tonight, and it was good being in your part of the constituency. We know you are solid. We know you're staying with the major, and remember, we ain't coming back here after the election. So hold the fort in this part of the vineyard while we go other places to make sure everybody come home, so we have the government that you want. And this time we're going to sing the doxology. So Ingrid, come and join us, help us to one time as we sing the doxology to go home. Jensek, come and lend us your voice to you. You have a good voice in you, sir. Come and lend us your voice as we sing the doxology. Thank you.
Praise God from whom all blessings. Praise Him, all creatures here. Praise Him above the heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Amen.
It is your right to vote. Your vote is secret. You have a right to vote without fear. No one will know how you vote. They have no way of knowing who you voted for. This election, when you go to vote, vote without fear.